You ready?
Let's go.
All right. Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, what is up, guys? Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the 5 Years Late podcast. We are now on episode 2. You can catch us on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, anywhere that hosts podcasts. We're all over the
LinkedIn.
place now. We're everywhere. Catch us. All the details will be on YouTube, or if you guys are on our Instagram at 5 Years Late, you guys can get everything there. But welcome back.
Um, I think we should like keep it in the little warm up you were doing.
I'm down.
I feel like people need to see that. This is the process. It's like when LeBron does the fucking thing with the powder. That's
Oh
you
yeah,
doing the
this
like.
is my powder.
Yeah, you gotta get warmed up.
Okay, I had a small shot of black espresso
Hell yeah!
just just to get the energy for you guys.
Happy Black History Month.
For our viewers. Look, whenever I talk to you guys, I always look right into the camera, which is what a good video podcaster does, so that we both know
I don't like that I'm being scolded on two in a
and make
row.
sure both of our phones are muted because I know if we're on a podcast, you're not going to have your phone go off like some kind of dick. Am I right, Jonathan?
Yeah, that was fucked up that you did that.
Yeah, that was fucked up that you did that. So I have a little hot topic I've been wanting to talk about. It's been very near and dear to my heart. It
Mm.
is my big lizard boy Gojira. Uh, tell the fans who Gojira is.
Well, about 4 or 5 years ago, uh, Brandon was a little drunk, and he went home with a woman, or we assumed a woman. Turns out it was a big fucking lizard. He had sex with this lizard, and a couple of years ago, we found out that he fathered a bastard son with that lizard, with that anthropomorphic lizard, and his name is Gochira.
Wow,
It's like
thank you
a
for
big
that.
daddy situation.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. I was way too drunk. How old was I? That was
You
during
were
my
18.
that was during my Zendaya phase, man. Like I was super in love. That's when she was coming off of that dancing show she was on, and I was like, I feel like Zendaya might be the new wave. Like I was thinking that when I was 18, I was like, she's low key cute, but you know what? I was a little heartbroken because I was like, I'm never gonna get Zendaya. We were drunk, things happened, and I now have a son who is 300 something meters tall. He's a big lizard boy, and his name's Gochira. He's kind of a movie star. He's been in a couple movies. Godzilla, King of the Monsters. He's gonna be in the new Godzilla movie with King Kong, which I'm really hype about. I'm not even joking. I watched the first. You know how they? I don't know if you know, but like Legendary, the what would you call them? A producing company, a movie
Production
company,
company. Mhm.
production company, yeah, whatever. The company Legendary, they're making their own like monster universe. You know how like the MCU has like the Marvel Cinematic Universe has tied movies. Like, oh, this movie has some of
Yeah,
these
where like
characters in it.
all the
Yeah,
characters fit in one
yeah, like one.
canonical universe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So the Legendary is gonna make their own monster universe. So it houses that. You know how there's a King Kong movie that came out like 3-4 years ago. I don't know if you remember that. At
Vaguely.
least,
I don't think I
at
never
least,
saw it, but I
yeah, you never
vaguely
saw it, but you know what I'm talking
remember it.
about.
Yeah, I vaguely remember hearing about it.
Because usually King Kong is like the size of a house. He's big, but that Kong was the size of a small skyscraper, which is he's enormous. That Kong, he goes back into like the movie's set during the Vietnam era. What year? What year? The 60s? Is that the 60s?
Late 60s, early 70s.
Okay, yeah, during the Vietnam era, that's when that movie's is the time it's set in. That's
Hmm.
where that one is. The first Godzilla movie, it's like 2014, I think, 2014, 2015. But
Yeah, he's got a cell phone.
the main one of the main reasons I started getting into it was I went out to go watch Godzilla King of the Monsters, and all I knew was that he's fighting this giant three-headed dragon thing. And this isn't like those old Japanese one where it's a guy in like a suit, you know, and he's punching and he's fighting in a miniaturized city, but it's made to look like he's huge. It's like really crazy CG and stuff. And I watched this movie in IMAX. I had no idea the raw beauty my eyes were gonna intake. Like it was, I was literally like I was freaking the fuck out when I was watching this Godzilla movie. He fights this monster called uh King Ghidorah, who's a giant three-headed dragon that shoots lightning. And basically the plot of the movie is that this fucking like obviously this human organization has all these monsters. They're called Titans basically. There's like 20 of them on the planet, but they're like in like a stasis. They're like in a sleep mode, right?
Hmm.
But there's this organization that sees Godzilla, and then they know from the movie before, like, oh, there's more of these things. We got to let them out because humans have been the apex for too long. We got to set the natural order. So the goal of this terrorist organization is to release them one at a time and slowly allow them to take over because humans are a fucking plague to the planet, which I agree with.
I think there's a
Um,
book. It's I haven't read it in a really fucking long time, but it's called Ishmael. That
mm,
has like a similar like subplot to it, where it's like, what if humans were no longer the apex?
yeah,
What would
it's
that look like in real life? What would that look like? Like if we could create like a new apex predator.
It would definitely be, I think, a lot similar to movies. Like people wouldn't be just roaming wherever the fuck they wanted. There would have to be like sequestered towns that have like some kind of military presence always to protect people.
Hmm.
And depending on whatever
No,
these.
no, but what I'm saying is like, what would the creature look like
Oh,
that took over our position?
I would prefer it for to be apes if I was
I
being
would,
honest.
yeah, I feel like it would be like a chimp. Like if a
Like,
chimp
yeah,
evolved like
that would make the most sense. Like the realistically, like like right now, if like humanity can make an apex predator and a creature that can have babies and then multiply to the point where they're overwhelming to humanity,
mhm.
it would have to be some kind of super ape or something.
Yeah, like what the
And
Nazis were trying to do.
yeah, exactly.
They tried to like crossbreed. I think it was chimps and humans, and
I think.
the idea was like, oh, we could have chimp strength and good Aryan intelligence.
I
We could
mean,
make it happen. We could make. There's someone out there who wants to fuck a chimp. We could make it happen.
I'm pretty
We
sure that
could.
that's very illegal. Like I don't
Okay,
know.
what are you gonna do about it though? I have trained chimps. I taught them to use guns. What are you gonna do about
Can
it?
they communicate like verbally, or is it all like hand
Uh,
sent?
I'm gonna teach them Spanish.
What if the super predator was a hyper intelligent ape
Hmm.
that is psychic?
I don't see that
Like
happening.
no, like they can talk, they can all talk to each other through their minds. So that they would have no need of electronics. They would just need
Mm.
weaponry. Imagine that. They're just hunting you. They're
This
just
sounds like a nightmare I have all the time.
all the sounds they make are just strictly for intimidation purposes. It's not for communication. Like just imagine like a fucking 8 foot tall chimpanzee kicks down your door and just screams. The fuck are you gonna do? You're
Uh,
done, dude.
Pray.
You just lay on your stomach and just let it do its job, and then
Wait,
you pray it
I
leaves.
like the implication here.
I'm gonna be honest.
I'm so wait, wait, no, no. I have a question. I have a
A,
question
a lot of
about what
apes
you
are
just said.
rapey.
Are they okay? Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
gonna
no,
ask.
they
Was there
are.
implication?
They are.
So this monkey is gonna fuck me.
There was this ape. I think it was somewhere in, I want to say eastern southeastern Asia,
Hmm.
where it was a loose ape that was going into a small town and raping grown men. And there was a photo of
What?
this ape. This motherfucker looked huge. Like he was ripped, right? And his balls were like fucking grapefruits. I'm not even fucking kidding. That thing, well, you can't do shit. Even to like a grown giant buff man, he is weak. If you have somebody like The Rock, this ape could have just took him. That's it. It would have picked him up.
It's not funny, but
I'm
I
being
mean,
honest.
I
It's true.
I wouldn't. I
These
mean,
are facts. It's science.
I would prefer that it not happen. But if it had to happen, I would prefer it be a gorilla.
Why?
Gorillas have the smallest dicks of any of the great apes.
That's why they're so fucking huge.
Yeah, that's why they're so pissed off all the
Do you know how
time.
fucking strong gorillas are?
Yeah, but I
Bro,
mean, I don't know. I feel like I could reason with a gorilla. I feel like a
I
chimp wouldn't.
you wanna know one of my fears? It my one of my
Tell me.
fears.
I need to hear this.
No. It's not what you think it is. It's not something crazy.
I think about getting fucked by a chimp all the
No, no,
time.
no.
It's ruining my life.
No. I'm worried because whenever I start talking about like chimps,
Hmm.
I don't do it often, but when I do, I can see the comments of people making fun of Joe Rogan
Oh yeah,
and
he
like
loves chimps,
and it,
which I
no.
understand.
The my point being that he people call him like this like dopey ape man thing kind of
Hmm.
sometimes. Like he's not they say he's not an intellectual guy, that he kind of just like I think you say this sometimes too, that he's like good at listening and then he could say that stuff back. But
Yeah,
then
he's very. He has like I don't know the best way. He just has like photogenic memory almost. Like he can memorize so much shit,
but
and he's
what
also just a like uniquely curious man. Like he just loves learning things,
I don't get
which
why
is cool.
people call him stupid though. Like they genuinely believe he's like
Um,
unintelligent.
he's
Would
not.
you?
It's not. So I don't know. I mean, intelligence isn't like a solid concept. Like it fluctuates a lot depending on a person. So like people would maybe look at me. There's people I know that would go to me because they see me as having a lot of like a good understanding of like politics and history and to some degree like philosophy and theory and shit like that. But like if it came down to like anything related to technology, I would have no idea what the fuck to do because my like intelligence is centered in one area.
Do you feel like these people are just hating? Like that's all.
Some of them. I mean, there was like I do remember there was like this dumb like lib hysteria during the primaries because he like endorsed Bernie. Um, but I think like there is something to be said about him just because like I think the thing about him is like he's very good at retaining information, but specifically in the realm of politics, he doesn't have a good grasp of like how to contextualize that properly. You know what I mean? And then that's why I think him and people like him can kind of get suckered into I don't know, kind of just weird like disordered politics don't really have any sort of like consistent ideological through line. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because a lot of people are mainly fans and stuff.
Hmm.
They're getting worried that he's kind of becoming more and more of just like a rich guy, like a rich white guy.
Yeah, and that
And
happens with anybody.
yeah, and the I think the shitty thing is that they're worried that like his like relatability that he had in like earlier on is just kind of going away, and
Hmm.
he's slowly becoming just this rich, just
Yeah,
this very very rich man, and that has a good podcast,
yeah,
which
definitely.
is I get it. The fear that I was gonna say was I'm afraid of I wonder, like, if I'm being honest, like I know people will say things about me if I ever get to the point where like I have somewhat of an internet presence.
Hmm.
I'm just curious. I think I'm fearful of what it's gonna be. Like no matter what it is, I'm fearful of what, like, maybe it's something like nobody's ever pointed out to me, like I've never noticed,
Hmm.
like, or I'm afraid like it might be like something that like maybe my friends notice but like nobody's said anything, so like it's kind of like an unspoken thing, or I don't know. It's
Yeah, I
just
know what you
weird.
mean.
I
I think
think
about that a lot, not in this context, but just in general. Like that kind of question of like, what do like how do people describe me when I'm not there? You know what I mean?
I think for you, oops, sorry. I think for you,
Like, oh, he's a
um,
fucking know-it-all. That's a
I
definite one.
I've honestly never heard anybody say that. I think because you're so chill and that you don't have a real like
Like Ben Shapiro, like,
yeah like a no yeah you don't act like a know it all to where like you're like correcting people.
yeah. I
You
think it's, you
you
know what it is. I think I have a dumb guy vibe. I think like I sound like a dumb
that's
guy, and
that's
it's also
exactly what it is.
it's partially good. I think I have a speech impediment of
I
some
use the
sort,
word chill.
and yeah, me too. But like, I have a stupid sense of humor, and I don't know. I think I'm generally pretty good at explaining things without like talking down to people.
I think I have a problem, and I've been working on it for as long as I've known. But when I like know things, I kind of get a little snobby. Like if I'm being
Do you?
honest, I definitely do. I know I do, and I hate it, man. Let me just fix this real fast. I'm so sorry if this bugs anybody.
I
I'll
think it
try and
doesn't bother me just because the
I
things
know more.
no, because the things you know about are things. I think if you were doing it about something that I already know about, it would maybe come off as condescending. But generally, the things that you have what I would call like an expertise on, like with technology, for example, are things that I don't know shit about.
Yeah, and vice versa.
So it's like I kind of
Yeah.
I'm fine with you just like let me just like info dump, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I've been told from the large amount of people that listen to our podcast because it's huge our following. Um I've been told by some people that listen
Hmm.
that that's actually like our thing is good to watch because if somebody is on like your side of the fence where they don't know a lot about what I'm talking about, I'm explaining it to you and you're going to be asking questions that they might have asked so that like grabs their curiosity. And then
Hmm.
the same the other way around where when you're talking about what your expertise is on and I'm asking the questions that they would want to hear. So, and also it's kind of funny
That's a
because
good
then,
point.
yeah, also it's kind of funny because it's like, oh, I know a lot about this, and you're like, oh whoa, and then you talk, and then you say, oh, blah blah blah, blah. You talk about the stuff, I go like, oh wow. So it's a good dynamic, and I feel like we've talked about it, but we very much lucked out on this dynamic that we have. It's like we're not like two similar ish guys,
Hmm.
we're very different. We just have some similar interests, and we've been friends for so long. So it's very good for a podcast.
Yeah, I think to maintain that, I'm gonna just never learn anything else about technology or anime or
One
art or anything like that, and
one
then
thing.
you never learn anything about politics
Okay,
ever
politics.
again.
I won't want to, but there's some parts of philosophy
Respect.
that I really fucking liked.
Hell yeah.
Like there was my old
You have
philo-
my I bought a copy of History of Sexuality by Michel Foucault that this fool never
Foucault.
gave me back. It's pretty fucked up.
Uh, I would like to point out that I bought
Anyway, cut
um
off his mic.
I'm the one that's gonna edit this. I I bought the Neil deGrasse Tyson book, something something astrophysics. I don't remember the title because
Astrophysics for people in a hurry.
yeah, I never read the fucking book
It's pretty tight.
because I was busy with something for the week, and homie here said he could finish it in 2 days and give it back to me.
I
It's been like
I
two
did
years.
I did the first part, to be fair. I
I
finished it in
did
three
finish it in
days.
2 days. Yeah, so he did that. So then when we went to Barnes and Nobles last year, and he bought his book. I was holding it with the intention of never giving it back to him. He's like, "Oh, well, let me grab that for you." And you're like, "Oh yeah, cool, okay." Bag after he bought it, of course, and it's still in my car, so he's not gonna get it back until I get my fucking
Fuck.
astrophysics book
Well,
back.
now I'm just keeping it out of spite. I've already read
That's
History of
what I
Sexuality.
haven't read. I might as well read the fucking book now,
Do it.
just
Read
so I can learn.
Foucault's tight, even though he
I'm
was
gonna
a
read it
fucking
out of spite.
yeah. Foucault was a maniac, but he was kind of tight.
I'm just gonna know so much more about you. I'm gonna be so condescending.
I
You're gonna say something wrong and be like, ooh, actually,
You should
I'm just
read why the fuck am I drawing a blank? Uh, Discipline and Punishment. Discipline and Punish.
Who
The
that
fu-
is?
Michel Foucault.
Michel Foucault.
Yeah, it's kind of like a
Michel Foucault.
good starting point for learning about like postmodernism.
Wait, real quick, real quick. I am gonna look this up because I
Mm-hmm.
can't remember his name. Where's my Audible? Audible, here it is.
Oops.
Okay, so I had a philosophy professor and he
Mm.
wrote a lot of books and he also put them on Audible because he hated the textbook industry in colleges. He fucking hated it.
Hell
So
yeah.
he personally went out of his way to get his own books published to be used in his class. He's fucking cool for that, by the way.
That's very
And
tight.
let me get his name because I'm terrible with names, so I want to make sure I got the right guy and I got the right name. His name
Mickey
is
Fucko.
his name is David Christopher Lane.
David Christopher Lane.
Yeah, I have 5 or 10. I have 5 books from him on my Audible that I bought. No, they were free. He said he has 2 versions of each of his books. There's a free one and then there's the other one that helps publish more books. That's literally all it's for. He doesn't take any of this money. All the money he would take from the books would just to be so he could write more books and just publish them, which is
God
so
damn.
fucking cool. He's a cool guy.
I gotta be. I would take money. I would be like, I would like definitely just be, cooling off of the fucking book money.
I think if I
Shout
ever
out
go
to
on
him.
another if I move far because I'm planning on moving. If I move far and I have to have like some kind of drive, like a long
Commute.
commute. I was gonna say commit.
If I have to have a
um,
long communism,
I'm gonna start re-listening to these books because there's one thing that was super interesting to me. And do you know what the Feynman imperative is?
is that part of the Feynman lectures?
He fucking loves that guy, by the way.
Yeah, I
But
have very little.
yeah,
I know very little about him.
he's a philosopher.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's this one topic he wrote almost a whole book on about how when your brain sees patterns,
Mm.
it comes from when humans were hunter gatherers. So like you know how some people like will see like say if you see a license plate that has a number 515, right? And let's just for the sake of this story say that number is some important page in the Bible, okay? And say you're a very religious person, right? Okay.
Oh, so
And
you
then
see, it's like symbol. You're like creating symbolism.
yeah, so what
Oh.
his thing is that he was arguing with a colleague about how that guy would see he wrote an article how God is telling him something because he's seeing this pattern everywhere. So he sees, oh, I see 515 everywhere, like randomly. Like he'll like be tying his shoes, he'll look up and then the bus name will be 515 or something. And then he looks to his left and then there's this girl on her phone, she types 515. It's a pattern, right?
Mm.
So then what he's saying is like, no. That they're sorry to shit in your parade, but that's not there's no magical anything here.
Like
He's like,
patterns,
yeah, it's basically
organic patterns like that don't exist,
yeah,
basically.
he's basically saying that your brain
Mm.
is hardwired to see patterns for the sake of survival. But because we don't survive anymore, like in the sense that we used to, and we think a lot more than we used to, we're finding things, we're finding patterns. So like how if you're a hunter gatherer, right? And it's like fucking 1800 BC or some shit, and
Mm.
you're walking around with your fucking pointy stick, and you're with your wife and your 2 sons,
Your
and
wife
then
Ogo and your
y-
son's home and roof.
exactly, and then you look over to your left, and you see that the dirt is in a very peculiar position. And then when you walk up to it, you're like, oh, there's an animal here. But to a regular person like you and me who's never seen that pattern, we won't fucking notice. But the hunter gatherer will see it at the corner of his eye because he's hardwired to look for that.
Mm.
So what his point is that those patterns or those weird things that, oh, it's funny how that happens and it's a sign. He's like, no, that's not real. It's just your brain. And then when he said that, I was like, holy fuck, that's fucking crazy. I listened to all his books, but it was
So it's
so
like
long
your
ago.
brain like trying to establish order by looking for patterns.
Exactly. And then that was just like a couple chapters in one of his books, and there's like so much really cool shit in there. And I still own all of them because it's on my Audible account. By the way, this episode's sponsored by. I'm just kidding. I wish one day we'll get sponsored.
I would like Audible send me free credits. I love Audible.
Audible's really good. Shout out to Audible. If you guys ever listen to this, we're waiting for that email. But yeah, how did we get here? How are we at philosophy?
I don't know. I'm trying to read more. I'm actually going to take a philosophy of ethics philosophy of ethics class.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I kind of want to. I haven't read much lately, so I'm trying to like read a little more theory and shit.
Speaking of ethics, I really need you to watch The Good Place.
I've seen a little bit of it.
I know, and we've talked about it. I
Mm.
need you to watch it. It is very good. It is very, very, very good.
I'll try. I do this thing where if you tell me to watch something, it'll take me maybe 3 years. I only recently, like a few months ago, watched like The Sopranos for the first time.
I've never watched it. I've never had no
It's
interest.
really good. You should watch it. My friend put it on for me, and like before that, I had never watched it. I can think of like, don't fucking look at me. Um,
My boy's
we're
friend.
we're not being messy on the fucking podcast. God damn it. um, but yeah, I don't know. The only shows I've started in the last like 5 years, that one, and I think Master of None.
Damn, Master of None was very good. That is a
Yeah.
hard disappointment, followed by Louis C.K. Oh my god,
Oh
dude.
yeah. Oh yeah. Aziz. Yeah. Shout out
Ah,
to Aziz. I'm sorry.
Jesus, man. That's just Master of None was phenomenal. It
Hmm.
was so good. It was funny. It had like this great depth to it. The cinematography, the videography on it, the directing, the writing. It was just a fucking
Yeah. Damn, Aziz. Why'd you do that? You know what's fucked up about that is I think genuinely because that was sort of like that weird like gray area. I think like genuinely if he would have just been like, I apologize. I should be more aware of people's body language and shit like that. I think it probably wouldn't have been considered a big deal.
what did he do? I don't even remember. No, 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 no.
It was big.
Not what did he do? I remember what he did because I read the interview of the girl. So
Mhm.
not that. What did he? How did he respond? Is my question. That I don't remember.
He basically like went into hiding almost. Like he just stopped doing shit publicly for a while, which is
Oh
I
wait. I think we kind of have to explain what he did
basic
for the sake
so
of the podcast.
basically a girl that he had gone out with um released I guess like a public letter is what the best way to that would be like the best way to describe it,
Yeah.
where she basically talked about how they went back to his place and started he wanted to have sex, and so he started like making moves on her, and she kind of did like a soft like no thank you, and he kept going where it was like not like holding her down and like forcing anything, but being aggressive and making it so that like
Yeah, he was being extremely
yeah, you
pushy.
have to, as a man especially, you do have to like be aware of your like if you're with a woman, generally you're bigger than her and stronger than her, and you need to be aware of that.
Well, maybe not Aziz, but
How oh yeah, he's like a little dude, but still like you're still probably
no,
I'm a
yeah.
short
Of
dude too.
course.
Like but if you're a woman my height or like a little taller, I'm still probably a lot stronger than you. So you should be
Yeah.
aware of that.
It. Yeah. Definitely hard agree. Aziz here was being very pushy, and I think that he had said some stuff about him being a star, him being popular, you know, trying to leverage
Oh,
his
really?
like yeah, I
Fuck,
remember something
man.
like that happening too. It was like come on. But it wasn't it definitely wasn't like no fucking what's his name?
Louis
Old
C.K.
black musician
Oh, a
comedian.
magician.
What is he?
You're talking about Bill Cosby.
Oh,
You said magician.
the male safe life. Yeah, it's not like he definitely didn't bust a Bill Cosby, which
Yeah,
is
no, I mean it's
absolutely horrid.
yeah,
So
I
like
think it's one of those
Aziz is like at the lower end of the spectrum.
yeah.
Uh,
It's one
uh,
of those things I think because we don't talk about it in our society, we a lot of times don't have the language for it. And so there's kind of this black and white thing where it's either, it's either rape or it's completely okay. And it's like there's like an in between space where it's like maybe you didn't like force anyone to do anything, but you're
it's like
still
being a
not
dick, like an aggressive
not even
dick.
that, like just being like there should never be a point where a woman feels like pressured to do anything. You know what I mean? Or like I think that type of thing happens a lot where it's like if I do, you know, very clearly say no, what's going to happen? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
that's
yeah.
like something
There's
where like
some
as a man you have to make sure you're not putting women in that position.
yeah. I mean, I oh, I'm not gonna say anything about that, but
That sounds way more suspect.
no. In my youth, what I would do it when I
Mhm.
would go out with girls and stuff, I would be playful and like slight like a little touchy, but you know like you can tell when a girl's like okay with it and the girl's definitely not. If she's like turned away from you constantly and or she's like not like close to your face or like really if this is boy, I am girl. Okay. You guys following? If you're watching, then you guys can follow. But Jonathan
Mhm.
will describe what I'm doing right now, right, Jonathan?
Yeah, they're making out.
Okay, so you know you're doing this thing where you guys are like,
Mhm.
and then the girl's like right here, dog, like right there, and you guys are vibing, like she's like you guys are shoulder touching and shit, her knees touching you or something. Those are signals right there. If you're not getting any signals,
Back
then
the
then
fuck up.
then you either back the fuck up or you like kind of you play it safe and just like maybe like you like touch your shoulder. If you can at that point, if she's like not giving you anything, then you just back away. Sometimes those you
Yeah,
just want to.
I remember
It's
being
not good.
really
It's not a good spot.
fucking like frustrated by some of the like the way that people were talking about that because like I remember a dude I know saying like, "Oh yeah, well they're both kind of at fault because he should have been more like cautious and she should have like communicated better." But it's like, no, it's not that fucking hard to like read,
Yeah, it's
especially
not.
that type of body language. It's not that difficult.
It's really fucking not hard.
Like I think we've
And
all been in that situation, and it's like not hard to see when somebody's like uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
I definitely think that this kind of like logic goes into like when people are drunk too, because
Yeah.
I've been drunk and I've never been like that. And I'm definitely aware of what I'm doing when I'm drunk. So I could stop my I've never been some people they get blacked out and they're still walking around and talking. I've never been like that.
Happy Blackout History Month.
That that I don't know about. I don't know how to defend that or
I've
to even
never
talk
I've never blacked out. I
because
don't
I know
know.
that I've had friends that's happened to. They'll go like, it's been 5 hours and they'll have no idea what happened, but they were like
Yeah.
singing and dancing and jumping around. Like, uh, I don't know. I don't know about that. I've
Yeah.
never been at that point, but I've been very, very drunk, and I'm still painfully aware of what I'm doing. It just feels like I'm moving in slow motion,
Yeah.
basically for me. So I know like when I shouldn't be touching or I shouldn't say something. I can still control myself when I'm drunk. I definitely have like I'm a lot looser with my words, but like there's still like a filter to everything I'm doing. So if somebody uses the excuse, "Oh, but I was drunk, that's why I did so and so fucked up thing," like it's not an excuse.
Yeah, I
Like
usually don't buy that. I might be a little
it's honestly
stupid, like a little
it's like
dumb,
yeah, it's
but
definitely
like
like a bullshit argument. Like I will never like agree like, oh yeah, dude, you were drunk, oh yeah, it's perfectly fine
oh
that you
yeah, yeah
cheated
no.
on your pregnant wife 6 times last week. Like, dude, come
God, it's
on.
just once every day, one new
Yeah,
person
like,
every
bro,
day.
like these are all they're just all excuses. Like boys try and pick up on these cues. I guess it's hard when you're first doing it. You don't literally know. So I don't know what to tell like very young guys because like I mean you can tell when
Dude,
somebody's uncomfortable at
literally,
least.
I think I know it's like it. I feel like people get uncomfortable with the idea, but genuinely, just talk. Like literally,
Yeah,
like it.
yeah, yeah.
Literally,
Are
it's
you?
just.
It
Are
might
you
kill the
comfortable?
vibe
Right?
sometimes. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
but
might kill the
it's
vibe.
like
But if you're young and
fine.
awkward, like I mean, you both know,
Yeah, like
like
when you
this is the
first start
vibes.
fucking, it's weird anyway. Like,
Yeah, it's fucking. It's already. It's like, is this cool? Like, just ask.
is this cool? Is this
Uh,
groovy?
this. Do I make you horny, baby?
Women love
If
that.
if they say no, then back off.
Women
That's
love when
it.
you're fucking and you start doing an Austin Powers impression.
You do it. You just chest hair flies off.
Yeah,
Man,
that's what I always do. I always put on the medallion, fake chest hair, the teeth, and all that.
see, I know for a fact that Godzilla would never do something like that to a woman.
Bring it around full circle. Yeah,
That's bringing around full
I don't think
circle.
he
And
would. I don't. Does he have a dick?
I don't think lizards have dicks.
I
I
think
don't
they
know.
have
I mean,
dicks.
you would know. You're in that like furry world, right? Like, do you
I
ever
don't.
fuck with lizard people?
I'm not really into lizards though.
No, I'm more of a raccoon kind of
Oh wait,
guy.
no. I want to clarify. This is a bit that he does. I'm not actually. For God's
Nah, he's
sake,
not. He's 100%
I'm
not a
just
furry.
sweating and shit. He's like, no, 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 no. It's a bit. It's a bit. I swear, dude.
I just start putting all the tweets that you've been putting on the fucking YouTube video.
I do think we were talking about like how I have like a dumb guy vibe. I do think that's funny on Twitter sometimes when people, I'll have people follow me because they see like something I tweeted about politics, and then it's just like
Oh,
me
fucking
tweeting about
foreskin needs a haircut.
yeah me tweeting about cum or
Your
whatever,
favorite one?
and then
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
other
yeah, yeah.
the flip side to that is me tweeting like stupid shit. Like I don't know, a joke about like I don't know eating shit with a spoon or something, and then it's just me like yelling about politics.
Yeah, you're what the
My
English
brain is a
English.
land of contrasts.
Can I get the definition for dichotomy, please?
Fuck, that's hard to. That's one of those. I know how to use it, but it's hard to define. It's like
Use it in a
one.
sentence.
It's like a dynamic where there's either one or the other. There's no like in between, no gray area. You know what I mean?
Okay, cool. That's exactly that's how I was gonna describe it.
Yeah.
But I couldn't figure out how to use it. I need to read more books. Like I'm being honest. I mainly do like technology stuff, so it doesn't really help with
I have books
the
you can
usage of
borrow.
words.
You should
I
read, dude. I got this. It's Ursula K. Le Guin, who's I think I've talked about her
That's a
before, but she
wild
has
name.
yeah, it is. But she has one of my favorite stories called
Ursula K. Le Guin.
called "The Ones Who Walk Away from Omelas." You should read that. But also, she has like an essay where she's basically talking about like the idea of like like uh like there's the question of like what's the first tool, right? And people will say like
Yeah.
oh a rock, like people use a
Me.
rock as a hammer. Yeah, you're the first tool. But
The
she said
first tool.
actually the first tool is a carrying set, like a knapsack, like something to carry things with.
Oh shit.
And it's a matter of like how we
Oh shit.
define tools and how we define technology and all this. Like all of that falls under the banner of technology.
That sounds super cool. What is this? It's you. We'll talk about it after the podcast, but I think that we should end it here.
Oh, worm?
I want to thank all you guys for watching this or listening to this or wherever you're viewing us at. Thank you guys so much. This is all very new for us, but we're trying out new things and we're trying to explode this year and put out good positive vibes because so far 2021 hasn't been 2020 and 2020 that right there to 2020. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Yeah, if you
I'm
share
Brandon.
this, we'll both give you little kisses.
No, this part
Anyway,
where, yeah, you
do it. What was it? What's my name again?
that's Brennan. I'm Donathan. We'll catch you guys Later.
Peace.
Deuces.